麒麟电视全球首创最大的 IPTV 中文电视平台，提供60多个热门华语频道，包括中国的央视4、湖南卫视、上海东方、台湾的民视、东森、卫视中文台等。有线电视及 iTalkBB 的用户请注意，现在订购就可享受6个月免月费及3个月的影视点播。赶快拨打麒麟电视销售热线1-888-436-0596，1-888-436-0596。
各位觀眾，歡迎呢個翻嚟嘉賓環節嚇。如果邊個有睇我哋呢個節目咧，我哋好多時咧有講及美國嘅地產咧，而最近呢2年咧跌得好交關啦，尤其是喺佛羅里達州咧，直情係相當之抵嘅。咁咧好多人咧話，不如唔知我哋有冇落去下邊投資咧？咁嗱，當然你落去美國投資咧，我哋好多嘢要顧及嘅，譬如加拿大嘅稅例啊、美國嘅稅例啊，同埋好多遺產稅呢類咁嘅嘢㗎嗱。咁咧，我哋今日就好彩，我哋請咗咧就 David Altro 咧就一位嘅深資嘅大律師咧，佢咧就有對呢方面有相當嘅認識㗎。咁我而家介紹 David。David, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
All right, David, why don't you tell our audience something about yourself and your firm?
Well, I'm an attorney, managing partner at Altro & Associates with offices in Toronto, Montreal, and Calgary, and 3 in Florida and 1 in Arizona. We specialize in helping Canadians with respect to U.S. real estate purchases, the tax issues, the death issues, the estate planning, and it's a very hot market right now.
That's right. Now, David 咧係個深資嘅大律師嚟㗎，佢喺滿地可。多倫多同埋美國佢都有寫字樓有辦公室㗎，咁咧嗱佢咧如果邊啲加拿大人如果想喺美國投資地產咧，最好咧就如果你要想由你唔係話就咁買咗咁簡單嘅，有時希望用個信託或用不同嘅形式嚟做買嘅咧，就一定要揾個律師咧嚟做幫你嚟處理呢件事啦。好即係我唔想你就買咗之後咧先發覺我做錯咗啦咁樣嗱，咁咧不如我哋再問下 David 就第2個問題啦，有乜嘢我哋需要處理，有咩要我哋要顧及嘅咧 ？David, why don't you tell our audience what do they need to know or what do they when they buy some real estate in the States?
There's a bunch of issues to take a look at. Number 1 is, how should you own it? In a corporation, in a limited partnership, in a trust, personally? This is important to figure out. And you have to look at the probate issues. You have to look at the capital gain tax issues. You've got to look at the death issues.
Right， 但 David 就話咧，如果你買嗰陣時咧，你點樣買咧？用個人名義買啊，一用個信託形式買，一用個公司嘅形式嚟買啦。咁你買咗之後啦，你仲有其他啲問題要處理喎，就係稅務嘅問題啦，同埋咧，譬如話，如果你稅又分好多種嘅，譬如你有收入嘅稅啊，或者你賣嗰陣時嘅稅啊。或者咧，遺產稅亦都唔可以忽視嘅喎。咁 OK， then what's next, David?
Well, what's next is we ask our clients a bunch of questions, Nelson, because we have to know: are you looking to get a mortgage? Or is it for personal use? Is it for financing? Are you planning to keep it long term?
Right. David 就話咧，佢話你買之前咧，佢就問下你啦，你係咪自住先？你又點樣嚟揸住嘅先？你仲要攞個按揭？如果你攞按揭咧，比較複雜好多噶啦。咁 OK， go on.
Well, if you're going to own the property, we want to make sure that if you pass away down the stream, there'll be no problems for your kids. So we often recommend a cross-border trust.
OK， 嗱 David 講啲嘢咧，我就未聽過啦。咁佢話咧，佢好多因為你 own 一個地產嘅咧，有好多唔同形式嘅。第一樣嘢咧，佢就贊成有一種叫 cross-border trust 呢個做。
And that's the Chinese way of saying it. In Chinese, it's cross-border trust. In English, it's cross-border trust.
Exactly, like 中文咧，我哋叫做跨境信託㗎。OK， 咁或者咧就叫做 cross-border trust。David, tell us something about the what they call this cross-border trust. Like, is that a U.S. trust, a Canadian trust, or
That's a very good question, Nelson. It is a Canadian trust for Canadian tax purposes and a U.S. trust for U.S. tax purposes. That's why we say cross-border trust, Nelson. And that way, you have no problems when you pass away for your family and the kids, and there are a lot of advantages for that.
OK， 嗱，呢個叫 cross-border trust， 我簡叫CBT 啊。 佢話咧佢個成立咧，佢又可以應付到美國嘅法例啦，同埋咧喺加拿大人嚟講，亦都應付到加拿大人嘅法例，即係兩樣都得嘅。Sounds like you can have your cake and eat it too, David.
Well, the cake and eat it too is you enjoy the property in the States and Florida. It goes up in value. You make money. Your family stays together and enjoys it. But if you pass away or you sell, you don't have a big fat tax.
So at what point do you book the capital gain or loss, if there's any?
There's a capital gain if you sell and it went up in value. Okay? What we want to make sure is if you pay capital gain tax in the States and you pay capital gain tax in Canada, you don't have double taxation.
Okay.
Instead, Nelson, you get what's called a foreign credit in the cross-border trust. So you don't have double taxation.
OK， 嗱有個好處，有個信託嘅好處咧，就第一，如果你唔喺度嗰陣時咧，就唔會即刻會要繳稅大筆嘅稅務啦。第二咧，就如果你話用個 trust 嚟報稅咧，如果你譬如話你俾咗一邊美國嘅稅咧，你有個 credit 喺度咧，你就唔會再俾加拿大嗰方面咧，就唔會有雙重嘅稅務啦，係相當之方便㗎。David, can you tell me what's the percentage of people who actually use the CBT when they purchase real estate in the States?
Well, the percentage, that's a tough question, Nelson. I really don't know the percentage. I just know that the percentage of people who should use it is very high. Often we get clients that come to us, they already own it.
Okay.
And they say, can we put it in the trust now?
Is that too late?
No.
Okay.
It's not too late. We can put it in on a tax-free transfer.
Okay. Now, so when you do a tax-free transfer, there's no capital gain tax trigger.
Not at that time. That's exactly the right answer. Nothing is triggered when we transfer it in. Also, as you know, in Ontario, we have land transfer tax.
Correct.
Florida, we have it too, but not when you transfer it into the cross-border trust.
Good. Now, David 話咧，但係如果你已經擁有物業㗎啦，如果你擁有物業咧，如果你話你都買嗰陣時都未 set up 呢個 trust 嘅信託，你係點樣咧？佢話你可以將個物業搬入個信託嗰度咧，你唔需要俾嗰個 land transfer tax 即係轉名費嗰個稅務啊，係相當之方便㗎。但係如果你邊個喺美國有呢個物業嘅咧，絕對應該考慮用呢樣嘢㗎啦。嗱，David, why don't we take a break right now so we can come back because this is a very complicated topic.
We'll be right back, I guess.
一陣間翻嚟同大家再講。